Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of All About the Cars of Gran Turismo 7. In this video, we're going to learn all about the 1967 Ford Mark IV race car. Now, two things I want to mention before we get started. First, this car can only be purchased at the legendary dealership, and it costs 6,750,000 credits. And secondly, this is one of the three cars that you need to obtain to achieve the 3 Legendary Cars trophy. To get that trophy, you need to own this car, the Ford Mark IV race car, and you also need to have the Jaguar XJ13 and the Ferrari P4. So if you get those 3 cars, you will earn the 3 Legendary Cars trophy, and that is one of the more elusive trophies to get on this game because it takes a while for these cars to rotate back into the legendary dealership. So I'm going to click on this car, and we'll look at some of the stats. So this car comes with 696.66 performance points. It's an MR drivetrain, meaning that the engine is situated in the middle of the car and the rear wheels drive the car. Comes with 503 horsepower at 6,000 RPM. Weighs just over 2,200 pounds, and the engine is naturally aspirated. And as I mentioned, just over 6.7 million to obtain this car. And this car only comes in one color, and that's the Mark IV Red. Alright, we're going to click on Learn More and see what McKeel has to say. The Ford Mark IV dominated the 1967 Le Mans 24-hour race, and it was a momentous achievement for Ford, which had also won the prior year. The car was powered by the 7-liter V8 engine that Carroll Shelby had chosen for the Mark II, but its chassis was completely different. This chassis was based on the J car that was under development to meet new regulations, incorporating cutting-edge aerodynamic innovations. As a result, the Mark IV was incredibly quick. So quick, in fact, that it finished a full 4 laps ahead of the second-placed Ferrari 330 P4 at Le Mans in 1967. It's also worth noting that the drivers Dan Gurney and A.J. Foyt were both American, making this the first victory for an all-American team in the history of the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And it's because of these facts that the Ford Mark IV has a special place in motorsport history. Well, that's everything we can learn about the car from the legendary dealer, so we're going to back out to the main menu, go to the garage, and I'll get into this car because I do own it. We're going to click on Change Car here, sort by manufacturer, and we'll go down to Ford. And here it is. So I'm going to click on this car, we'll listen to the startup sound, and then we'll learn some more. Alright, now we're going to go over to the car collection, go to this vehicle, and we'll read a description about it. This race car represented Ford's last effort to challenge for the 24 Hours of Le Mans title. The year was 1966, and Ford was on a roll, especially at the world's most famous endurance race, the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The company realized its goal of winning the historic contest on its 3rd try, dominating the competition with the Ford GT Mark II. With their eyes set on winning future Le Mans races, the engineers from Ford began work developing a new race car in 1965, one that would eclipse the prowess of the GT Mark II. The GT Mark IV was built according to changes in Article J of the FIA vehicle regulation. The new car possessed an aluminum honeycomb chassis, which replaced the previous car's steel monocoque one. The profile of the car was characterized by its long, low body and curved from the center section to the rear end. The side air intakes utilized NACA ducts for less drag. The car was subjected to intense wind tunnel testing, and as a result, the Mark IV was one of the most aerodynamically proficient vehicles in the world. Although the Mark IV's engine was carried over from the Mark II, its power was increased to 522.7 horsepower. The chassis was also updated. The result was a race car with an improved top speed of 215.6 miles per hour and a better overall stability than its predecessor. In 1967, the Mark IV won the 12 Hours of Sebring and claimed the checkered flag at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, beating its rival Ferrari by 5 laps. This victory marked the last time the Ford Works team participated at Le Mans. The main reason for its departure was the adoption of a new rule in 1968 that restricted maximum displacement, which seemed directly aimed at the Ford GT because, simply put, the car was too fast for the competition. So, some great insight into the vehicle with this description. And we're going to back out once again to the main menu, and there is no one to talk to at the cafe about this car, so we're going to skip over that, and we're going to go straight to the tuning shop where I will show you some of the things that can be added to this car. Now you have to remember that this car already comes as a race car, so it has a lot of the racing equipment already added to it, but there are a couple of things that you can do to increase its power and performance points. So almost nothing under the sports column, and not much under the club sports either. Just a couple of things to decrease, actually, the performance points if you need to for certain races. Under semi-racing, a racing crankshaft can be added, as well as superchargers, and fully customizable LSDs and customized transmissions can also be added. Under racing, a couple of things here: superchargers, intercoolers, brakes, and a couple of other little things here, including the racing tires. So still some things you can add to the car to increase the performance points and horsepower, but nowhere near as much as a stock car would have, because this is already a racing car when you purchase it. So that's everything we can learn about the 1967 Ford Mark IV race car from Gran Turismo 7. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it helped you to determine whether or not you'd like to add this car to your collection. Stay tuned for more videos highlighting all of the cars of Gran Turismo 7, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.